What up, everybody? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Friday Eve up in this place, because it is that time of the year where we need to start focusing on the holidays. And what I mean by focus on the holidays, we still got that turkey that needs to go in the trash. If you still got it hanging around, I don't know why, but you need to let that turkey go. But while we're about to wrap up, go on and get into it. Go on and start opening up your wallet. Start thinking about what you're going to do for these holidays spending. I'm sure you're still trying to come back from Black Friday, but hey, you know what it is. All right, everybody, let's go on and get this intro so we can get this money. And then you know what it is. All right, see you guys in a bit. You're listening to the About That Wallet podcast. We'll be right back after these messages.
Low credit score dragging you down? Score Boost by Smart Credit helps you maximize your score by showing you exactly how much you need to pay off and by which date to gain the most points. Pay less and gain the most points the fastest. And you can start just for $1. Click the link in the bio, save thousands. Don't wait.
Even the best and the brightest this world has to offer have coaches and mentors. Build strong money-making behaviors by applying financial concepts and strategies with Anthony Weaver on the About That Wallet Show. It's time to get off the bench and get in the game. Now, here's your host, Anthony Weaver.
What up, everybody? So, you know what it is. We already talked about holiday spending. We're going to get into it. So, remember, this is the About That Wallet podcast show where we help you build strong financial habits. I'm focusing on the sandwich generation where they actually have kids and they have aging parents. Find that confidence in their expenses so that they can spend money with confidence, enjoy their money with confidence, and talk about money with confidence. So while we're talking about that confidence, we got to start talking about the stock market right quick. I'm going to go ahead on and take the experts that are in this space because, you know me, I will be rambling on and continue to ramble on because I don't even know what the stock market be talking about because that's how they be doing. But in order for them to kind of do what they got to do, I got to do what I got to do. And we're going to get up in there. So going on the share my screen. At stage. All right, let me know if y'all can hear me and also hear this as we're about to play this right quick.
As we welcome our audiences across all of our Bloomberg platforms in a day. Tim Senevic, where we see red pretty much across the screen here, a pause in the equity market rally.
Bitcoin not even above $100,000 right now.
Oh, it's over now.
Can you believe that?
I just put, oh gosh.
What happened?
Gosh, darn it.
Never mind.
You just talked about this?
No. He was joking that he put money into it.
Oh.
And then I realized that was a bad joke. So, but thanks for dragging it there.
that would be pretty much like you though, Romain, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you're allowed to. Look though, I think we'll all remember where we were at that moment. You got that notification, Romain.
Yes, I did get that notification.
The fundamentals. That's the question everybody still has.
The fundamentals of Bitcoin?
Yeah, that's the question everybody
Scarlett and I are looking. Okay.
Bitcoin? What?
Yeah, as someone who hosts a premier show on crypto, Senevic, what are the fundamentals?
There are no fundamentals.
Okay,
there's still many people out there who argue that, they're greater fool theory. The idea that this thing only goes higher if there's somebody else out there to buy it for more money. There's no cash flows with Bitcoin. Those are what the skeptics are saying. But you know what? Those skeptics have been saying this for years. Yeah. And the people who are bullish on crypto and Bitcoin have been laughing all the way.
And they've been saying that about gold for years. And then the outlook is for gold to hit 3,000 from Bank of America. So there you go.
There you go.
But, gold is a traditional measure of value, and it's served a purpose throughout history. Bitcoin hasn't exactly done that.
But it's come a long way here. So we'll see how much further it can go. I mean, even Hilly Welch getting in on the action there. All right, down days are red arrows across the board for Dow Jones Industrial Average. Going to finish the day lower by roughly 200 points, or about 0.5%. The S&P 500 down 11 points, or 0.2%. The Nasdaq also down about 0.2%. But the real decliners today were in that small, mid cap, and that industrial space. Dow Transport's down 1.1%. S&P mid caps down 0.8%, and the Russell 2000, Tim, down 1.3%.
The S&P 500 today, we saw 189 stocks did move higher in there. The decliners, 313 stocks did move to the downside.
And with stocks kind of losing ground into the close, you see more decliners than advancers, at least among the sector groups, right?
So I do want to highlight this part right here, which is interesting to show, like, IT has been on the verge very quickly, very fast. And it's no surprise that it's actually taking a hit right now because of the way how quickly things rise. So remember, quick rise, quick fall. And again, this is for educational purposes only. So don't try to come at me, bro. This is only entertainment.
Materials losing 1.4%, industrials down 1.2%, backing up what Romain was just saying about the Dow Transports losing ground, and healthcare also down more than 1%. Your best performers, consumer names, discretionary and staples, are higher. Energy also gaining about 1/3%.
All right, let's take a look at some of the stocks that did finish in the green today. We got to talk about American Air. Look at that. American Airlines up 16.8%, having its best day intraday in years. The company did boost its adjusted earnings per share guidance for the fourth quarter. There was no investor day. There were no earnings. The company just coming out and saying that. Also announcing an agreement to extend its co-branded credit card agreement with Citigroup. You also saw shares of Brown-Forman end up moving higher in the day. They're the owners of Jack Daniels, Woodford Reserve, and other brands. The company did forecast that return to growth this fiscal year, thanks to gains in international markets and normalizing inventory levels, up by 10%.
But what was the commentary they had, right? I mean, they're concerned about tariffs, because they think they're concerned about retaliatory tariffs. Is that the idea? And that might hurt their export.
All right, cool. So y'all mostly get the gist what's going on in the market right now. Obviously, they closed a little low, but we're going to make it a little better. So one of the things that I want to talk about this holiday season is about your holiday spending. And the way to do that is to kind of first, let's go ahead on and share what is actually going on with, the holiday spending, at least what people are seeing from the news side of the house on what it is. So what I'm about to play is from ABC 10, and what they call is the dollars and cents. I do like their little segment that they have because it's a quick 2-minute, straight to the gut, get you going. Let's see what they got to say.
In tonight's Dollars and Cents, making a list and checking it twice can go a long way in keeping your holiday spending in line. A local financial coach I talked with says it starts with looking at your calendar.
What are the things I really have to do, and what are the things I really want to do?
It's December, and the holidays are in full swing. Many of you have places to be, food to buy, and gifts to give. But Sacramento-based financial coach Maureen Paley says it's not too late to look at what you have planned and where your money fits in.
There might be something on your list this year that you're saying, oh boy, I feel like I should do that, but I don't really want to. So I would actually recommend pay attention to that.
Paley also suggests splitting the cost of transportation. Try carpooling or getting a Lyft or Uber with another person heading to the same area as you. For example, if you're visiting family a few hours away, or if you need to get to the airport, see if a friend or coworker is also heading that way to help share the cost of that drive.
A lot of times when we can work with someone else on the cost of things, it feels a lot better for our budgets and our pocketbooks.
Keep in mind, choosing convenience will likely cost you. For those days when you're just tired of cooking and want to eat out or get delivery, Paley says you can stick to your budget by planning ahead.
Take a look at the money coming in and try to put some aside for those days when you're like, I just need to choose convenience. And the thing is oftentimes when we choose convenience, that means there's extra money involved.
Paley also recommends talking with your friends and family about setting a price limit for gift giving, or host a potluck where everyone brings one dish instead of one person bearing the cost of the whole meal. Now, the conversation doesn't end here. Remember, your money questions have answers.
Yeah, and your questions have answers, because you can actually go to the About That Wallet podcast mean, just go to aboutthatwallet.com and scroll all the way down to the bottom where you can actually leave me a voicemail. Now, I don't have any voicemails as of yet, but hey, you got time to leave me a voicemail, and I would love to hear from you. Let's go down and show you that right quick, aboutthatwallet.com, and share my screen. So if you scroll all the way down to the bottom with all my stuff, you can actually just click the orange button that says start recording, and you can actually leave me a voicemail. And what I would do is that I will play it during the live show, depending on if you agree with it, and I will actually answer it on the next live show. So we can go ahead on and take a deep dive. So let's go ahead on and start doing those voicemail messages. These are great. Hey, what's going on, Matt? Thank you for coming through. Definitely take a listen. Yeah, leave a voicemail on there. Don't be just farting in the screen. Mike, give me some money questions. I'll love to answer them. All right, so let's go on and get to it. One of the things is that we're going to get to is we're going to get to talking about holiday spending. And the reason why I want to talk about holiday spending is because it's very important on what it means for you, what it means for your family, what it means to actually set those boundaries. And holiday spending has been up this year. And I mean, to the roof, to the point where people were spending an additional $3 billion on top of where everybody kept saying, oh, the market is high, we ain't got no money, but yet you got money to go spend on Black Friday and throughout the weekend for Small Business Saturday. Then you have money for not Black Friday. You have what they call it, Cyber Monday. And all of a sudden, just in that little bit of time frame, everybody was able to spend so much money. However, Dr. Sav and I, we were just talking about this, is that it's what people spend, but could they really afford it? Are they just bankrolling this on their credit cards and they don't know where it went? So in order for you to kind of build a strong financial habit is to first figure out what are your values. I want you to go ahead on and type in values in the chat, no matter where you're listening to this. Values. You need to figure out what your family values are. The way to do that is to actually have a deep discussion with yourself. Start off with what really matters most to you. Is it honesty, being respectful? Is it accountability? Is it faith? Or do you just want to continuously be happy and joyful? Is this a priority for you? Or even spending time with family? Then you need to start thinking about that. All right, cool. Do this by yourself. And then be like, I've been thinking about this. So by the time you come to your family and like, hey, I want to share with you guys what matters to me the most. And say like, I really want to spend time with you all. That's what matters the most to me. Because then it helps them understand what are your goals, where you want to go. And if you ever notice, when you need help, a person is willing to help you if you're already trying to help yourself. So if you're saying like, hey, I'm going to stop drinking, if you ever tell your friends that, and it's like, hey, this is a priority for me, this is a health problem for me, I want to be there for my children, I want to be there for my spouse, I want to be healthy. And I say like, hey, this is one of the things I want to cut out. And you will notice that your friends will either A, say, hey, thank you for letting me know about that. Or they would like, let's go ahead on and just get mocktails or something like that. You can still come out, hang out. You can get water. And actually, they will help you enforce your boundaries because this is something that you said that you wanted to do. And if a good friend is there, they will support you end to end. And so those of you who know me will actually be there. I'm always there to support you as well in whatever mission you have. Whether it's like, hey, Anthony, like I just need, can you just be a sounding ear for me because I got a lot of things on my mind and you already doing the business stuff and I want to talk business, but nobody else around me want to talk business. Cool. I can do that for you. And Matt, you already know this money thing isn't mine, but trust me, I've been working on trying to do like an hour-long video clip because I want to do something like this too. It's actually pretty cool. So we got our values, right? Now that we understand our values, the next thing that we want to do, I want you to type this in there, is talk about model behaviors. Write in model behaviors. The reason why you want to do this is going back to fake it till you make it. How many of y'all heard of that? I mean, I'm not sure y'all can put stars in the chat, but if you ever heard of fake it till you make it, this is the epitome of that, which is doing the model behavior. I'm not sure about you all, but if you got kids, they are always watching. So if you always do something like this, so if you, a lot of women, I'm not sure what it is, but when they get food in front of them, they want to do the rocking back and forth, right? I really want to record this. Like I want to go to a grocery, like not a grocery store. I want to go to a restaurant and just kind of watch the food get in front of a lot of women and just see them do this when they get food. I don't do that, but I actually think it's funny if a woman actually start doing the little rock when they get some food. I just want to record that. I think it'll be funny. But the reason why you see that, and then the children will start mimicking that same behavior. So they are seeing what you're doing. And if you actually want to say, going back to the drinking thing, if you really say that this is part of the accountability piece, if you say that you do not want to drink anymore, drink alcoholic beverages, what behaviors are you doing to not put yourself in that predicament again? You said, Dr. Sam say, I don't do that rocking thing. I mean, you might be one person out of like 100 women that rocks when they get some food, especially when they're excited about it. It's crazy. I'm not sure what it is. It's like a new thing. I'm not sure. It's just as I'm getting older, I'm starting seeing more and more people do that. But when it comes to that model behavior, you want to make sure that you are modeling the behavior that of the person that you want to become. So yes, you told your friends, you set your boundaries. Now that you set your boundaries, you want to go ahead on and start doing that thing, which means that you're actually doing the thing that you say you were going to do. What a concept. Okay. It's self-explanatory. Let's knock that out the park. You guys got this. The second thing that the third thing is like, are you going to figure out your new family traditions? Okay. Because I know we were talking about holiday spending and I was talking about drinking as an adult. What are the holiday traditions? Now, sometimes the holiday traditions, you're sitting around the table. There might be a couple cocktails, like some hard ciders, some bubbly going on with the champagne, or you might have some wine or something like that. These are good ways to kind of showcase in front of your family the new version of you that you're trying to become. And this is going through that modeled behavior. So the tradition is like, hey, everybody come down on Christmas Day and open up presents. Cool, that's it. Then after that, y'all might go out to eat. Or y'all might house hop to whatever or visit family members. Those traditions can still be the same, but one of the things that you have to go back to is, what are your values? What are the rituals that you planning on doing that aligns with what you guys want to go to? So as a family, you say you want to spend more time with family, but you want to do more of an intimate, keep things small. Like, hey, you might put up a small tree. For me, I hate big trees because then you got to pull out the tree. Then you got to clean up after you pull out the tree. Then you got to put all the little tinsels on it. Then once you're done putting all the tinsels on it, then you got to put on the bells. Then you got to put the lights and the bows and the stars. I don't do that. What I do is I whip out this bad boy. This is my Christmas tree. It got bells on it. There's nothing to clean up. It's only probably like a foot long, $5 foot long. And that's it. And I got 2 of these. So I'm breaking traditions already because I'm not putting up a tree. Because when I was a kid, you had to keep putting up a tree, and then the next thing you know, you got to take it down. It's a lot of work. I'm lazy now. Okay. You buy one, stick it up once. That's it. And then, like Dr. Sav, I love her concept. You put the tree together one time, leave it in the corner, and you plug it in on Christmas Day, and you unplug it after Christmas Day. That's it. I love that concept. I'm gonna have to start sharing that more, Dr. Sav. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. But this is what I'm doing. I put these little Christmas trees up on the fire mantle, and that's it. That's what you're gonna get. So that's my tradition. And when I want to keep it small, I keep it small. So it's just my wife and I, we just kind of enjoy what we got. So let me get that right template right quick so we can fit everything. There we go. So having all of that is one of the things that you also want to kind of do is once you got the model behavior, now you're actually creating these family traditions. Number 4 is talking about the boundaries and expectations. Now, these boundaries and expectations is going back to, again, everything comes back to your values. You have to clearly communicate what boundaries that you accept and why you accept them. So, for example, you could say we value honesty. So we always tell the truth, even when it's hard. Now, having those tough discussions all the time is great to have. You be like, hey, kiddo, we don't have the funds right now. We got to come up with a different way to celebrate the holiday. What would you like to do? We can't afford anything. We have to utilize the things that we have in the house. We can make crafts. We can try to make cookies and make that our thing. So every other year you get a gift, or we only going to focus on your birthday for gifts. In the holidays, we're just going to build crafts. We're going to make cookies. We're going to watch movies. We're going to watch TV shows. So one of the things that I do that my wife kind of got me into, I make fun of her at first, but now I do it with her, is watch silly rom-coms. I mean, these super cheesy rom-coms. Anything that says Christmas on it, I'm watching it, okay? I love a good cheesy rom-com where it's like the guy bumps into the girl and the girl spins around like 50 times and drops her coffee on herself. I'm like, oh no, I dropped my coffee. I didn't know this was going to happen in the big city. So then she goes over to the guy, and then they start hanging out, and then cheesy rom-com, they go over to each other's parents' houses and, hey man, look who I found. It was walking around in the street and got coffee on herself. So those are the things that is my new tradition now. So I'll watch a cheesy rom-com, make some cookies, and sit and watch the shows and look at the gifts that I got. And I only want books. So that is my thing. That's my boundary, is that I want books for Christmas. So if you guys out there ever listening, you listen to an episode like, Anthony said he would like that book, you can always send a book over to, it's a plugin for if you want to send me things, is at About That Wallet at P.O. Box 1877 Clinton, Maryland 20735. So if you want to send me a book, send it on over. All right. So see, we're going to go to number 5, which is you got to encourage open communication. So when it comes to creating an open communication, you need what they call as a psychological safe space. Now, I usually use this particular space inside when it comes to work from a leadership perspective. You want to make sure it's open and everybody feel comfortable, but you want to do this also for your family members, and so that everybody can have an open concept. So I'm not sure if you all saw that challenge where they say we listen and we don't judge, and just by saying that, it's already opening up, it's bringing down the barriers, and just saying like, hey, we're listening, we're not going to judge you, what's going on with you, okay? Or what's going on in your life that you want to share, or something that you want to share that you typically wouldn't share if we were going to judge you. So by building trust and creating a safe space where everybody can express their feelings, concerns, and ideas, this is where active listening can foster understanding. And having these open discussions constantly with your family members on and on, especially during the holidays, is a great way to kind of figure out what is the best gift to give them when you're, so you don't overspend, you don't overextend your budget, and that everybody is getting what they want and need out of the holiday. All right, so we're going to take a small break. I'm going to insert my little commercial, which is me talking to y'all. Okay, so let's see. One of the things that I do, I'm going to play my music because why not, right?
When you're ready to.
Whoops. So, if you haven't already, I do accept one-on-one clients. So on my show, I will actually have a one-on-one session with you so that we can go over your budget and talk about your finances. We will go over what are your current spending habits? What do you want out of life? And how can we achieve your goals within the next year, the next few months, or even next week? So if there's a financial problem that you are stuck with and you just for some reason cannot get over that hump of figuring out why, then come on over to aboutthatwallet.com / just go on over aboutthatwallet.com, look for a one-on-one service. So let's go ahead on and get you where you need to be with your finances. All right, now let's go back to the show. All right. Hopefully y'all like my little thing. I'm trying out some different things because I gotta promote my services because people keep saying I don't promote my services. How many of y'all knew that I even did one-on-one coaching? Well, I do. So with that being said, let's go on and get back to it. See where I'm at. Okay. And I'm gonna show all the money stuff because why not? We're gonna manifest this money. How about I do this? I'm gonna cheat and move it that way. Okay. So with all of that, we talked about, encouraging the open communications. We want to start talking about teaching through stories. So we all know that the brain can only process but so much, and we only can retain information. However, I can just tell you exactly what to do, but if I give you a story behind it, you will be able to retain that story far more, as you can say, advanced or much longer than me just telling you the answer. So when it comes to storytelling, this is a reason why I keep saying, hey, my clients had tried this, or I've tried this. This is a shared experience that will help you retain that information. It's not that I love to tell stories. I would prefer to just kind of give you a cheat sheet, be like, hey, this is it, and go forth and have fun. But that's the reason why people write books. It's because stories stick. Sometimes how many of you do this? Because I do this all the time, where you're talking to somebody and they tell you this awesome thing, like, yeah, they went to the roller coaster at Busch Gardens and they had an awesome time, but they spilled the coffee on the face of a little kid, and then they had to get thrown out the back because they didn't want to show everybody else that they were throwing people out. But then you're like, yo, what's that name? I'm at the age now, I don't even know people's names. I'm trying my best, trying to get better, doing active listening practices. And because of all of that, everything that I've said here on this show, you're probably like, man, I forgot all that. But I remember that story where he was talking about the guy at Busch Gardens and he spilled the coffee on that kid's face and he had to get thrown out the back of the amusement park. You remember that, but you won't remember any of this other stuff. But that's the reason why we want to share the stories. We don't share the stories because we want to. It's just we have to. It's a must. So when it comes to sharing your stories and carrying on those traditions, that family culture, this is where you can start fostering it. So just share your family history. Some people just want to know, like, hey, how was granddad when they were growing up? How was grandma when they were growing up? Did they actually like skating? Did they go out and play? What was their favorite color? What did they do for fun? What did they study? What was their education like? Did they love you? Did you love them? Like, these are tough questions, but these are things that you can actually start telling through stories and having these shared experiences with your family members and really getting to connect with each other. You connecting the past to the present. And this is ultimately where a lot of people can come together. So number 7, we got 10 of these, so we got 3 more to go. So number 7, which is recognizing and celebrating efforts. So when it comes to gift giving, you got to acknowledge the person's gift, saying thank you. I'm horrible with saying just thank you, but also really understand like the person's effort that they put into the gift that they provided you. Because it's a lot easier to just go to the store and just buy a gift. But if somebody took the time out of their day to really craft this gift, they learned how to do it, crochet it, or do puppetry or something like that, or even just to paint the picture, they put a lot of effort into it. And really wanted to showcase this to the person that they're giving it to you. And you can either say like, hey, yes, I appreciate it and so forth. But also if they made a milestone, like, hey, you've been working on this gift, this artwork or project, throughout this year, let's celebrate those wins. Like, how are you going to show up when somebody's looking for that reinforcement, a celebration? Some people don't need it. I like it. Even just a little thank you or attaboy from time to time, I appreciate it. So if y'all say like, hey, Anthony, I've been watching your show for a long time, keep doing it, I'm overexcited. I'm like, yo, let me give you more. Let me show you more. Like, let me give you more. Like, I'm willing to accept praise. I don't like the word praise because it's like, praise almost seems like you put people on pedestals, but I appreciate what they call is like the lollipop effect, which is where you're saying thankful for a person for giving you a lollipop or giving you some information or giving you a gift of some sort that actually made an impact in your life and that you're willing to say thank you. And that's one of the things that's really for the holidays for me, is to just say thank you to a lot of people. And I want to say thank you to you all for, supporting the show through its infancy to where it is today. In every episode, I'm always trying out new things. I'm trying to figure out what is a good groove. Is this fit? Do we need music? If y'all want to see like light show in the background, I don't know. I'll figure it out. But again, a lot of stuff costs. I'm trying to do the things that I can do for free. But if you guys want to see all that stuff and y'all want to help support the show, by all means, the first thing I always say is just sign up for the newsletter. That's one of the best ways you can support the show. And you can sign up for the newsletter at aboutthatwallet.com/newsletter. All right. So number 8, which is adapt as life changes. Adapt as life changes, which means as though, so when your kids get older, you don't have to kick them out, but do you still get the same gifts? Do you get the same amount of gifts? Do you get smaller ticket items? Are the gifts more intimate? So for like caregivers, so some of you are taking care of your parents, you might talk about like teamwork, how things are, with the loved one you're caring for. How is it as a family unit? Are we caring for our elders? What are we doing for them? All right. So Dr. Sav, you said, do you mean for the dollars to fall still on the screen? Yes, I do want the dollars to fall because I want y'all to think about the dollars. I want y'all to think about the money, because we're talking about holiday spending. I want you to think about it while you're seeing this. It's actually like, I'm not even in for like, it's a whole hour long for this. It's money to fall. And I'm giving y'all all the money to fall. The beauty of it is because I want you guys to think about it as we go through. What are we here for, really? What is money really? If it's an exchange of value, then let it be an exchange of value. I like it. Let's make it happen, okay? So we're gonna make this money and we're gonna make it work for us instead of us working for it. We want to start working for itself. So by doing that, we're gonna go into number 9, which is the empathy and understanding. I want you to type down empathy because one of the things when it comes to empathy is that a lot of people are going through a lot, and we all don't know what's going on behind a closed door, and unless we ask them. And empathy, for those of you who are wondering, is just having the ability to understand and share the feeling of another. So if somebody's really feeling bad during the holidays, this is a sad time for a lot of people because it could be their first year without a loved one for the holidays. This could be the first time that they brought in new life. They have a new baby and they just feel overwhelmed. So this is a time to actually start understanding where people are coming from. Ask questions. Don't ask leading questions. Ask them open-ended questions of like, hey, how is your day? How are you feeling? What is it that you're thinking about right now? How can I hate the question like, how can I help you? Only because it's like people can ask for so many things, but more than likely they won't tell you on how you can help them. You can offer a service. And by offering a service to that person, knowing their situation, be like, hey, I can offer this service as like, I can go get the groceries. I can get that for you. Or I can go pick up your clothing, you're washing your clothes. I can order catering company to come send you food. I can send up laundry service so they can come fold your clothes or whatever. I can send out a house cleaner to kind of clean your house while you're dealing with what you need. So providing services to somebody can actually add a lot of value and empathy. Like that could be the gift for the holiday. It's like, hey, like for me, one time, I say for Mother's Day, as a gift for her, I was like, I'm not, because I think it was during COVID and I couldn't see my mom. So what I did was I ordered a catering service to deliver food to her to kind of so she doesn't have to cook for the rest of the week. They already meal prepped all the food for her and they gave her heating instructions. They gave her what the portion sizes were and actually what is in each of the items. So that was one of the things that I did to kind of help my mom be comfortable during her birthday. And these are the things that you want to kind of look into is how are you actually spending your money, spending your time with your loved ones. Now we on to number 10. All right, number 10 is going back to this is where you get the document. I want you to type in document in the comments. The reason why we want to talk about documenting, we're going to document the family values. Now that we've been through all 10, so I'm going to read them straight through, which is number 1, we got to define what matters most. Number 2, talking about model those desired behaviors. What do you want to do with your family? We talked about creating family traditions, getting rid of the old ones. You want to recreate some new ones, or if you want to keep the old ones, that is something you need to talk about with your family or even yourself. If you're a single person out here with no kids and you just out here doing your thing, what are your traditions? Setting those boundaries and expectations is number 4. Number 5, we're talking about encourage open communication. This is where you're creating that safe space where you can actually talk about things that's going on in your life with your friends and family. We want to teach through stories. It's number 6. This is where we're telling those stories so we can actually start honing in exactly what we want to give to people. And then we're talking about number 7, which is recognize and celebrating efforts. 8 is adapt as life changes. And number 9, lead with empathy and understanding. So which brings us to number 10, which is documenting those family values. This is where you're going to write your mission statement or a list of core values. and place it so that it's visible for everyone to see. So I want to leave you all with that today, is that we all have our own family values. We all have things that we want to get out of this holiday season. For me, I've been disappointed a lot during the holiday season because I had expectations of the gifts that I thought somebody was listening to me, and I said I wanted this and I did not get it. So now I'm at the age now where it's like, I don't want a gift. I'd rather not have a gift than for you to give me a gift that I did not ask for. So those are my boundaries. I'm curious of one of yours. Leave your thoughts on your boundaries, or what do you plan on doing for your family traditions in the show notes and in the comments. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. All right, everybody. So one of the things that I do want to make sure that if you guys are struggling this holiday season, or if you feel like money's tight and you just want to need a coach for side to side just to kind of talk things through, go ahead on and go to theaboutthatwallet.com. Check out the services. We can do a one-on-one session, and let's go on and get that going. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead on. Y'all be safe. I might do a book giveaway for the holiday in 2 weeks. Yeah, I can do that in 2 weeks. I do a gift giveaway for the holidays. It'd probably come in for the new year, but I think it'll be fun. Like, why not? Let's do it. All right, y'all be safe. I'm out. Peace. And my outro music. And why isn't that in stream? There we go.